Hello, viewers. You are welcome to I Can Make It with Simon and Samantha and Joshua Butu. We are glad to always come to share thoughts with you. Now, we're looking at the wisdom for living. There are things that people regret. We talked about in our last edition, we talked about marriage, how you should marry right so that you don't regret in your lifetime. And the next one we talked about opportunity that you miss, you must learn to use opportunity very well. When we now look at the last one we look at is the God you disown. It's very important we put him first. Now there are things that people do in life that they regret. Now there is a story I want to tell you at the course of sharing this thought with you. A lot of people commit abortion. Now you don't know that that child you want to abort, he has a mission. My job is owing some of the things we are going through today. That child might just have the answer. That child might just have solution. So there are people that have aborted the children that come their way, maybe because they don't want to be a single parent and they begin to commit up. I want to challenge you today. Put those things away. That person you just aborted is a human being. He has a mission in this world. So if you know you are not prepared, stay away from it. And when it's time, you get into it. But we are going to look at things that people regret in their lifetime that you cannot recover from. It goes with you and you begin to regret. It's the child you abort. Some ladies cannot count how many numbers of pregnancy they've terminated. They got scared when they get pregnant and they about to abort as soon as possible. Don't be surprised that when money come, you will watch these kids and you'll be looking at them as, oh, if for example I have these children now, I would have had money to enjoy with these children. And today you are looking for a child. These are some of those stories that we see and listen to every day. Some years ago, there is this lady that I met, and she was telling me her story about an old woman. She was a young girl in school. She became pregnant and she wanted to commit abortion. And this old woman told her, don't commit abortion, bring the child. But give birth to the child, don't commit abortion. Bring the child, I will help you raise the child. And at that time I was talking 25 years ago, I came in contact with this lady. But do you know this lady, at that time God has blessed her, but her son, that same boy, has grown up. He was studying, he was studying to become an architect, and this woman have no child. That's how she told me her story. And she now told me, if she have aborted that child, what would have become of her today? Now there are so many regrets that people have. I'm saying you can avoid it. Pay the price. Sometimes so many things happen to us in life that at the end of the day, we begin to regret. You can avoid regret when you do the right thing. No, there's no amount of time you take to do the right thing that is wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Now, you need to put these things together. That woman began to tell me, if I have aborted the child, what would have become of me today? Yeah. And that became the only son, the only child that she has. Yeah. So we're asking you, avoid regret. Any step, no matter how mistake you make, go ahead. And as you progress this, you will not regret. That child might come back to come and be a blessing to you tomorrow. So don't commit and don't do things that will make you regret in your lifetime. I don't know if you have something to say.
Yeah, on the issue of abortion, there are a few things I want to add. The first thing is, when we come to this matter, it's quite sensitive because of the common knowledge around the world. Some countries are even legalizing abortion. Okay, for instance, in the US, abortion is no longer illegal. It's legal, and you can even abort to full term. So I'm aware of those differences, even as I'm making my contribution. So without prejudice to whatever you think you believe, but look at this. You must put up a good framework, a good worldview to help you conquer this idea of I can sleep with a man and then abort. First of all, you have to look at, when does life begin? Because the lie that we're told is that, okay, if it's 3 weeks, if it's 4 weeks, it doesn't really matter. So that you can numb your conscience when your conscience is working on you and call you to account. But you must understand that life begins at conception. Once it is in, it is in. Whatever becomes human being began as a seed. So if you are killing a seed, if you are killing a human being, that is it. You have to understand it from that worldview perspective. Number two, the culture of shame, of stigma. Oh, single motherhood. Oh, my parents are pastors. My parents are imam. There will be a societal stigma around me. All those things that fuel desire to abort, you can overcome it. You're not the first person. You're not the first person that became pregnant outside wedlock. And you'll not be the last person. If by mistake or by your own stupidity you become pregnant, you have to encourage yourself and live through it. You don't know why you became pregnant. There are many married people that are looking for children. Many. And you don't even know why. That it's not every time you have sex that you can become pregnant. If yours become positive, well, lick your wound and move on. After 5 months, after 5 months, I can tell you, people will stop talking about you. People just move on with their life. Yeah.
Okay, it's very important that we take responsibility. If you are not ready to be responsible, stay away from it. That is just the way it is. Take responsibility for your action, because at the end of the day, you might live a life of regret. We are talking about wisdom for living on. I can make it. You can make it. It doesn't matter what is happening. You can make it. I have a friend that, sometimes there are things that happen in people's life. And, I was talking to my friend some years ago. The mother traveled to go and visit the cousin in another state, and that was that the armed robber came to their house. An armed robber came into the house and raped the mother, that my friend, and raped her as a young girl, and she became pregnant for the armed robber. She did not abort the child, and the child today is a lawyer. Does not know the father. The father happened to be an armed robber. So when I was talking, the other day we were talking together, he told me, do you know who I am? I said, who are you? He said, let me tell you my story. Now let me tell you, it's not that I don't know. I don't know how the mother was able to carry that child through difficulty. But if you see this man today, God has blessed him. God has used him in many areas. Just imagine what it would have looked like without him in his area of business today. So he's doing very well, and the mother did not abort that child, and we became friends, and for many years we have been friends. Let me tell you something. You don't need to live a life of regret. I want to also tell you this: the child you reject, these are the things that causes regret. The child you regret, you reject, and at the end of the day, you begin to regret. You get a lady pregnant, and because you feel that you are not ready to be a father, you sent her away with the baby, and today she carried that baby, and when you are now old, you will wish that you never rejected that baby. When you see that child, excelling and become a great person in life, how do you go back to say, I am your father? I want to let you know, there are consequences for doing the wrong thing, but regret is more painful than forgiveness. No, you need to know that you can avoid this thing. But if you ever find yourself there, go ahead. And at the end of the day, you will not live a life of regret. Old age is full of regret. Old age, the opportunity you never use, the woman you divorce, the man you never give attention to. I remember there's this man, a very rich man. I think whether he became a president or whatever, I've forgotten the story. He went to. The husband went to fuel station to buy fuel, and the woman now saw that the man she was dating before was the one that was the fuel attendant. And the husband looked at the wife and met the guy, say, how are you? You are not here. The guy said, yes, I'm not here. The husband was looking and laughing, and the wife was inside the car, and he was looking at the woman and laughing and laughing. And when they got away from there, he told the woman, do you see your old boyfriend is the petrol attendant? The woman said, no, you are missing it. That if I had married him, he would have been seated here right now. If I had married him, he would have been seated here. He would have been in your seat. Now, let me tell you something. The choices you make matters in life. Make the right choice. Put in the right effort. You will arrive at the right destination. You will not regret in life. You can make it. You can succeed. You can break through. It doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter how you look like today. The greater days are ahead of you. You can make it. Now, another one I want us to look at is the love that the person you divorce. Now, listen to me. Divorce does not help the two parties. The two people in divorce always suffer. You know, you can get angry and say whatever you like. Divorce is worse than death. That's the way I put it. Divorce is worse than death. And we should hate it with all our life. Now, listen to me. There are no two people that is the same. Now, I'm not talking about a man that is, you know, fighting and beating the wife. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when two people come and say, there's nobody that you cannot stay with. Depends on what you are seeing and how you are handling the issue that is happening around you. Somebody might be hearing me and say, you don't understand what I'm going through. Now listen to me. It's always green in another man's compound. You can handle the situation. You can learn. You can succeed. We are looking at the possibility of succeeding no matter what comes against you. At the end of the day, you will have your own story. And that is why we are saying you can make it. You can succeed. You can break through in that area of what you are trusting God for. I don't know if you have something to contribute concerning about this divorce.
Yeah. But the issue of divorce is becoming regular in our society today. People divorce for almost everything now. Almost everything. And we have to be careful. Of course, there are some circumstances that divorce become like an option. But divorce is like the last option. And you have to use all the available facility around you to keep your marriage. Marriage is sweet when you keep it together, especially if there are children in the mix. Your divorce now is going to tear the children apart, and then both of you are going to regret for what you have done to the life of the innocent ones that comes in between your own fight. And some of the mistakes we are making today in our days is not talking when you should talk. So in this marriage, we will not tell anybody our problem. That is not the issue. It is not a mistake if you have parents, if you have a religious leader, you have good friends. The issue is not talking. The issue is who you are talking to. You should be talking. We are talking people. We are talking beings. At the early stage, start talking. The issue is who are you talking to? If not, we are not saying you should talk to every Dick and Harry that comes your way. But you can start talking to responsible people, people that you respect, people that you are under. That early talk can help a lot. You should not even get into marriage with divorce at the back of your mind. No, that is the right attitude. Yeah, you should go into marriage with an attitude. I can work it out. I can break through. I can fight through. And then you see God giving you that enabling grace to fight and break through.
You can make it. You can avoid divorce. You can walk out of divorce. Now, when both of you see each other as partner in progress, not as an enemy, then you will succeed in your married life. Divorce does not help the two people that are divorced. Talk less of helping the children that comes out from divorce. There are so many children today that are wayward. There are so many children today that are not doing well in life. Divorce affects the children. You know, I'm a product. I know how God helped me. My parents were divorced. I know I almost took my life, if not the grace of God. So today I'm telling you, as parents, consider your children. You know, the great thing you can do for a child is to love their mother. No matter what is happening today, both of you should sit down and think the way forward. Put your heads together and put your minds together, reason together, and think and learn to submit. As a man, you can submit to your wife. Submission is not one-sided. The man can submit. How do you submit? When she has a superior argument about an issue, submit to it. Okay, let's go. Yeah. These two are better than one. Let's go. Yeah, what you said is correct. We do it. If what you are saying is also correct, she submit to you. Let's go. Husband and wife must learn to submit to one another. You must submit to one another. Sometimes you are correct. Sometimes your wife is the one that is correct. Now, you accepting that you are not correct does not mean you are a lesser. It does not reduce you as a man. It simply makes you a human being because you don't know it all. We grow every day. Just like this program, we are saying you can make it. As you listen to us, we are also benefiting from what we are sharing with you. We are not just here to entertain you. We are here to bless you, to tell you, you can make it. You can succeed. Your marriage can succeed. If not the help of God, I wouldn't have been alive today. So there are children that are going, my wife happened to be a school teacher. Many years ago, she came, was telling me that a child could not write in class. He was trying to know what was wrong with this child. This child used to be very clever. The child could not put himself together. And by the time he started talking to that child and come close, the child reported that my dad was just beating my mommy and beating my mommy. And he found out that beating mommy affected the child in school. The child can no longer write. He was thinking, what is making my daddy to always beat my mommy? You don't know what you are, what the kind of damage that happened to the life of the child when parents are not together. It's very important that you should hate divorce. Just like God hates divorce, you should hate it. There's no one human being that is perfect. The man, you are not perfect. The woman, you are not perfect. Both of you are from different backgrounds and you have come together in this institution of marriage. You should learn to submit to one another and make your marriage work. You can make it. You can work it out. We are talking about wisdom for living so that you can have a successful life and your family will do well. Your wife will do well. The husband will thank God that he has found the right person. And I want to tell you, one of the ways to be the right person, one of the ways to do the right thing is for you to be the right person. So you can make it. It doesn't matter what is happening today. I will call it a day talking about you can make it. I don't know if you have something to share in this direction before we call it a day today.
Thank you for the opportunity. You see, one of the caveats I would like to put on this thing is we have a culture that that is not very good. This idea of even if the man is abusing the woman, you should continue there until you die. Okay, okay, let me stay for the sake of my children, even if he's killing me. I think we should correct that.
Yeah.
A man can be wrong. And when a man is wrong, he's a drunkard, he's a drug addict, he's an abuser. We should deal with the issue of abuse very seriously. It's not a right for a man to beat the woman, to abuse the woman. The society should rise up and deal with it. The law should deal with it carefully, so that people will not die in their marriage.
Yes, we are not in support of that. Anything you abuse, we abuse it back. Until I see you again in this same station, this is Simon Asamota and Joshua Abutu saying, you can make it. You can actually succeed. Until I see you again, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.